Drinking buddies. This episode of Shelf versus Allocated versus Unicorn is going to get really interesting because I'm throwing in a home-aged version. Let's go.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, drinking buddies. So this episode is all about Sazerac rye. We have here regular, plain old Sazerac rye. I poured it in here when I bought the bottle, and then I dropped in one of those barrel aging spirals and let it go for a little over the 2 weeks. But I tasted it, and it wasn't over oaked at 2 weeks. I just left it in there a little longer. And I figured since I'm going up against something that's 18 years old, I should definitely have something that's pretty oaky. Next up, we have a Sazerac store pick. And then last up, we have the Sazerac 18. All of these are 90 proof. All of them are Buffalo Trace Sazerac rye, whatever you want to call it. I generally find the regular Sazerac rye to have some really great cherry licorice flavors, a little bit of that rye spice, but subtle. It doesn't really taste as much like a rye as it tastes like Sazerac rye. I don't know if that's some kind of cliche to say, but I do find it to be pretty unique. It doesn't taste like most other ryes. And at barrel proof, I think it's the best rye in the world, to be perfectly honest. Let's dive right in. Oh yeah, I don't know if I put that idea of cherry licorice in my head, but yeah, it's like cherry candy and butterscotch. Just like so sweet and candy. That's just freaking good. That's just good. So yeah, that's butterscotch and oak and rye spice, as well as the cherry thing I was talking about, specifically like red vines, like red licorice flavor. I might repeat a lot of the same tasting notes. Bear with me on that. They are four very similar whiskeys. I say that and then I smell this and it's completely different. I mean, I am getting that butterscotch thing again, but like every other note I got off of this one isn't here other than the butterscotch. So this is like butterscotch and oak, like wood char, like charred oak. And then like musty, funky basement. Wow. Yeah, that's even better than the first one. So yeah, that's just cherry. Yeah, that's red vines all over again. We got red licorice. There is a lot more oak on here than the first one. This is caramel and vanilla notes that I didn't necessarily get as much on the first one. And then I would say even less. These are low on the rye spice category. This has got even less rye spice than the first one. Whatever this is, you give this to a bourbon drinker and you tell them, hey, try this. I think they'd like it, even if they hate rye. So I thought, oh man, that nose really, the reason I picked up glass one is I thought that this one really reminded me of glass one, but now that I've gone back to both, number one is way more bright, way more citrusy. This is more dank and like basement vibes, a little more age on it. But that butterscotch thing is there. And then that's actually like the only note that's carried through on all three is the butterscotch thing. Okay, so taste is really similar to one. It's got the red licorice, butterscotch, rye spice, pretty classic Sazerac rye notes. If I didn't know better, like I'm gonna go ahead and guess so far, this is one of the higher aged guys, so either this home aged or the Saz 18. And these two are gonna be the regular in the pick, I think. Let's find out by going to the last class. Okay. There's a lot more oak on the nose. Barrel char. But that red licorice thing is coming through here as well. No butterscotch on this guy. But bourbon, vanilla, and caramel are here. Yeah, they're at the party. They arrived. That's really oaky. That's got to be the 18. That's 100% got to be the 18. I wanted to like it more, but that might be my least favorite because it is bordering on being over oaked. I hope that's mine. I hope that's my home age because that really is bordering on being over oaked. I like this glass the least of the four. Oh, I hope this isn't the Saz 18. But yeah, the last time I had Saz 18, it was my least favorite of the btac line. It's still a great pour, but you know, with the hype that the other btac bottles get, personally feel like Saz 18 is the one that really like just falls flat for me. As you know, the others are amazing. This is really good, but it's just not as good as the rest. Yeah, second sip is just really giving me those same vibes. Amazing nose, like gives you some really great things going on the nose, and the flavor palette is just oak. I hope I'm wrong. Well, drinking buddies, I'm gonna go through these again. We'll give our final guesses. We'll figure out which one is best. We will be right back. All right, drinking buddies. So I'm pretty sure this is our home aged guy. And that is really cool because it is actually my favorite pour of the four. I think these two are really close. Like, I'm not really differentiating like an enormous difference between the pick and the regular Saz. They're really similar to me. I'm not even feeling like one is really better than the other on palate, but the nose is better on this, so I'm gonna give the edge there. So, but anyway, what I find really cool about these barrel aging spirals is the fact that you can really control what you're doing with them. And max saturation of one of those spires is supposed to be about 2 weeks. And you drop that in there, and you can, after about a week, start tasting it every day. If you feel like it's starting to do too much, or it's starting to lose what you like about the whiskey you're putting it in, pull it out, take it out, filter it out, pour it back in the glass, pour it back in the bottle. I have pulled a couple early, and I've left a couple in there much longer because it wasn't hurting it. I just left it in. I'll give you an example. I made this Prudent Old Fitz. So this is Larceny Barrel Proof and Maker's Standard. And I wanted to try to get to that 100 proof range. So it's right around 100 proof, so it tastes like Old Fitz. We tested this up against Old Fitzgerald, and you know what? It was pretty darn close to Old Fitzgerald. I left that thing in here for like 2 months because every time I tasted it, it wasn't ruining it. So I just left it in there. Let's go ahead and do bottle guesses. I think this is the pick because I like it a little more. That's the home aged. This is the standard, and that's the 18. So let's go least favorite first. Yeah, that's the 18. Sorry, Brooks. Thanks for the sample. It's just a little over oaked. That is actually, yep, okay, so that is the regular. This is the pick. And then this one is the regular, or the home aged. So I got a queen sweep. Woo, woo, woo. Haven't done that in a while. And yeah, what did we learn today? Home aged some stuff. Playing around, do some experiments at home. Experimentation is part of the fun of this for me. I love doing blinds where I'm having somebody pour stuff for me crazy random. My wife does it for me and my friends all the time, where we don't have any idea what we're drinking. It makes for some really unique experiences. I will say another thing about blinds, though, to be careful, because often when you're drinking blinds, you're trying to pick out the the problems that something might have. So you might focus more on like a youth note that doesn't bother you when you drink it not blind. But when you're drinking it blind, you're focusing on that youth note. I think today there's a really good chance that that's what happened here with the Saz 18. I'm looking for one that tastes heavy oaky, and I get to this one and it's a little too much oak, and therefore, it's not as good as these. But if I had this pour on a regular Saturday afternoon, I might freaking love this. So that is the one caution I would give to you when it comes to blinds. Don't 100% base your whiskey beliefs on your blinds, but drinking buddies, do stuff like this. It's fun. You will learn more about your palate this way, and you will learn more about the whiskey you drink. Thank you so much for watching. If you've stayed this long, you have to hit the like button. There's some sort of contract in your YouTube agreement that if you watch a video 99% complete, that you have to hit the like button. And then you have to subscribe, obviously, if you've stayed this long. So if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And then if you're a super fan, we have a link to the channel membership in the description. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.